In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 NBA games happening on November 21st, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Indiana Pacers versus Cleveland Cavaliers. The Indiana Pacers and the Cleveland Cavaliers meet at Rocket Arena on Friday night, with both teams dealing with long injury lists that shape the matchup. The Pacers continue to play without Tyrese Halliburton, Obi Toppin, Aaron Nesmith, and Johnny Furphy, which limits their rotation and forces heavier minutes on their remaining starters. The Cavaliers wait on updates for Darius Garland, Jalen Tyson, and Jarrett Allen, all listed as questionable, which adds uncertainty to how they will structure their lineups. Indiana broke an 8-game slide with a win over Charlotte, a result that provided a lift, but offered little evidence of deeper progress since the Hornets have struggled. Cleveland had shown strong form before running into a Houston team on a hot streak. Their recent results still point to a group with solid structure, but their status as heavy favorites comes with complications created by their injuries. Indiana's inconsistency has made them a risky team this season, and their recent win does not erase that pattern. Cleveland's injury concerns reduce their margin for error, and their record against the spread has lagged with a 5-11 mark this season. They have not handled double-digit favorite roles well, with one cover in their last 5 tries in that position. Recent meetings also tilt toward the underdog, with 6 covers in the last 9 games between these teams. These factors place weight on the points offered to Indiana. As our first pick for this matchup, the Indiana Pacers to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Indiana entered Tuesday with 9 unders in 14 games. Their offense ranks near the bottom of the league at 28th in scoring and 29th in offensive efficiency. They play at a fast pace with an average of 101.7 possessions per game, which places them 9th. Cleveland ranks 9th in scoring offense and 14th in offensive efficiency, and they maintain a similar tempo at 101.9 possessions per game. The Cavaliers have gone over the total in 8 of their 14 games and have stayed under in 4 of their 7 home games. Indiana's defensive results on the road have created problems, and Cleveland's offensive production at home has been steady. These elements support a higher scoring outcome. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Brooklyn Nets versus Boston Celtics. The Brooklyn Nets and the Boston Celtics meet at TD Garden on Friday night, and the setup feels familiar after their recent clash. The Nets enter the game without Haywood Highsmith and Cam Thomas, and the Celtics list Jason Tatum as out again. The Nets have opened the season with a slow pace, yet they stayed close to the Celtics for most of their meeting on Tuesday, even if the final score did not show the full picture. That game took place in Brooklyn, and the Nets held the margin to a single point with under 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The matchup showed that even a struggling team can keep contact when the tempo suits them. The Nets have played poorly overall, but their recent effort against this same opponent suggests a competitive rematch. Games played in quick succession often tighten because both sides recognize tendencies, spacing choices, and defensive preferences. The Celtics have collected some wins, but they still work through stretches where they lose rhythm. They have also dropped 6 games as a double-digit favorite since January 10th, a sign that large spreads have not offered them comfort. The context points to a meeting where pace control, shot selection, and rotation timing matter more than the raw perception of strength. As our first pick for this matchup, the Brooklyn Nets to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The statistical profile shows why each side approaches games the way it does. Brooklyn averages 110.5 points on 44% shooting and gives up 121.9 points on 50.9% shooting, a combination that forces them into catch-up mode. They shoot 33.2% from 3 and 78.9% from the line. They allow 39.2% from deep and collect 38.8 rebounds per game. Boston produces 113.9 points on 44.9% shooting and allows 109.2 points on 43.6% shooting. Boston shoots 34% from 3 and 77.8% from the line. They allow 35.4% from deep and pull down 44.7 rebounds per game. The contrast between Boston's sturdier defense and Brooklyn's issues on that end shapes the rhythm of the contest. The numbers create a picture of two teams with different levels of efficiency, yet also a setting where scoring windows can open on both sides. As our first pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Washington Wizards versus Toronto Raptors. The Washington Wizards visit the Toronto Raptors at Scotiabank Arena on Friday night. Washington enters the game with Marvin Bagley III ruled out and Alex Sarr listed as questionable. Toronto stays without Colin Murray-Boyles. The matchup sets up two clubs moving in very different directions. Washington keeps sinking, while Toronto has played with steady purpose and strong results. Toronto took 3 of 4 meetings last season, and the current form of each roster points to a similar pattern this time. Washington struggles on both ends. The group scores 113.5 points while shooting 45.9%. Yet it gives up 129.8 points on 47.8%. The outside shooting sits at 37.4%, but the free throw rate sits at 73.4%, which stalls many possessions. The defense allows opponents to hit 37.2% from deep, and the club gathers 44.8 rebounds per outing. The mix leaves little margin for error. Toronto brings more balance. The club scores 120.6 points on 49.8% shooting, and it limits opponents to 115.7 points on 46.5%. The three-point rate sits at 36.9%, and the free throw mark at 76.9%. The perimeter defense holds teams to 32.4% from deep. The group rebounds at 42.5 per game. Toronto has paired these numbers with consistent results, while Washington has failed to find a stable rotation or steady execution. As our first pick for this matchup, the Toronto Raptors to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Washington plays fast and loose on offense, and its defense gives up high totals in most contests. The scoring output looks solid, but the defensive efficiency keeps opponents in control. Toronto scores with steady rhythm and shoots with confidence, but the club also gives up enough points to keep some games open. Both teams rely on pace, yet the shooting splits and the defensive matchups shape the likely scoring range more than the tempo. Toronto protects the arc well, and Washington often wastes chances at the line, which limits overall scoring even when possessions pile up. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Miami Heat versus Chicago Bulls. The Miami Heat travel to the United Center to face the Chicago Bulls on Friday night. Miami enters the game short-handed, with Andrew Wiggins, Tyler Herro, and Nikola Jovic all ruled out. Chicago deals with uncertainty as well, since Kobe White and Trey Jones are both listed as questionable. Miami has shown steadier form and a clearer identity, while Chicago has steadied itself with 2 strong wins and a healthier rotation. White took the floor in the Bulls' most recent outing, although his status for this game remains uncertain. In this matchup, Miami regains Bam Adebayo, which strengthens its interior play, but the team still misses Jovic and Wiggins. Those losses matter, yet Miami has stayed competitive by leaning on pace, ball movement, and efficient shot selection. The group continues to defend at a high level, holding opponents to top-tier marks in field goal percentage and three-point percentage. Chicago opened the month with energy, but its level has dipped. The Bulls sit at 2-2 straight up and 1-3 against the spread when listed as the favorite this month. As our first pick for this matchup, the Miami Heat to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Miami averages 125.4 points on 49.2% shooting and allows 122.2 points on 43.8% shooting. The Heat convert 8.4% of their three-point attempts and 80.1% of their free throws. They hold opponents to 32.7% from deep and collect 44.5 rebounds per game. Chicago averages 121 points on 48.1% shooting and gives up 121.5 points on 47.3% shooting. The Bulls hit 39.4% from long range and 81.1% at the line. They allow 35.8% from 3 and pull down 47.6 rebounds per game. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. New Orleans Pelicans versus Dallas Mavericks. The New Orleans Pelicans visit the Dallas Mavericks on Friday at the American Airlines Center in a matchup shaped by injuries on both sides. New Orleans continues to play without Jordan Poole and DeJounte Murray, a gap that has shifted more scoring weight onto Trey Murphy III and Javonte Queen. Dallas deals with its own setbacks, having ruled out Dante Exum, Anthony Davis, and Kyrie Irving. The result is two teams trying to stay afloat while short on key contributors. New Orleans enters the game still searching for traction after the coaching change. The move from Willie Green to interim coach James Borrego has not halted the slide, and the team sits at 0 wins and 3 losses under its new leadership. The opponents during this stretch, Golden State, Oklahoma City, and Denver, offered little margin for error. Even with the rough start, the Pelicans meet a Dallas team that appears within reach. One of New Orleans' 2 victories this season came against the Mavericks during the first week of November, a slow-paced contest that ended with a combined 200 points. Since that meeting, both squads have endured more setbacks than strides. Dallas absorbed a fresh issue on Wednesday when rookie Cooper Flagg missed the game against New York because of illness. His status for Friday remains uncertain. With 0 wins and 2 losses in West Group B of the NBA Cup, the Mavericks sit near elimination. Offensive production has dipped with so many rotation players out, and the team now ranks near the bottom of the league at 110.3 points per game with the lowest offensive efficiency numbers in the league. The home court offers one steady source of hope, as Dallas has won 10 of the last 13 meetings at home against New Orleans. Both teams have shown uneven form. New Orleans has struggled from deep, hitting only 8 threes in one game and 7 in another across its last 3 outings. The Mavericks counter with more rebounding and slightly stronger overall shooting, but their offensive rhythm remains shaky. As our first pick for this matchup, the Dallas Mavericks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. New Orleans averages 108.2 points on 43.8% shooting and gives up 121.6 points on 50.3% shooting. The Pelicans shoot 34.7% from 3 and 75.9% from the line, while allowing opponents to hit 35.8% from deep and collecting 41.6 rebounds. Dallas averages 111.4 points on 45.2% shooting and allows 117 points on 45.6% shooting. The Mavericks shoot 31.1% from 3 and 74.3% from the line while holding teams to 33.7% from deep and pulling down 45.2 rebounds. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed, subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.